Hey everybody, Lord Tremendous here. Got a battle report here for you. This one's the long-awaited one ever since I started the Tomb Kings, which was all of a week ago, but you get my drift. The 2,500 point battle of Lord Tremendous of the Tomb Kings versus Death, Holy Death of his Dark Elves. Yeah, I know y'all have been waiting for this one, and so me and Death got together on Tuesday and decided to beat the crap out of each other. Trying to crank all these battle reports out that I have on the back burner because the Rock Wars GT is this weekend, and I'm hoping to have like 10 battle reports to do when I get home. So I want to get all the other ones out of the way so that when I get back, I can start working on those really, really fast.
Assemble the army!
Here's my list, and there has been some changes. I still have my Tomb King, Lord Tremendous, but now he has the Destroyer of Eternities. He has a Dragonbane Gem and the other Trickster Shard. This is straight off the net. I'm not taking any credit for this whatsoever. I've been toying with the idea of playing with the Destroyer. I love the idea of having Heroic Killing Blow. What kills me is that my Tomb King has a 5-up armor save. That's it. But with the 5-up ward and a Herald in the unit, he can hopefully peel away some wounds, and maybe the 5-up ward will help. I don't really think that 5-up armor is going to do anything. My Herald, hopefully will be able to peel one wound away, and he'll be alive long enough to do what he needs to do. For challenges, I have my unit champion and the Herald to step up so the Tomb King doesn't have to worry about it. But we'll see. He's still got a pretty high toughness. He's still got a pretty decent weapon skills. So we'll see. If I like it, I'm going to keep it. If not, I like my other kit from the previous battle report as well. So we'll see what happens there. I still have my Lich High Priest, Queen Elizabeth. She's a level 4 wizard with a Staff of Sorcery and a Laura Nehara. And my hero choices, which are a Tomb Herald, Dark Vincent, with a halberd and armor of silvered steel. He's basically the bodyguard of Lord Tremendous. And my other Lich Priest, my low Lich Priest, Sinister Jeffrey, who is a level 2 wizard, has a Dispel Scroll, and uses the Lore of Light. I decided to go with the Lore of Light because Lore of Death just wasn't doing anything. Lore of Light, at least I could buff the units, I could up their weapon skill and their initiative, which are two major negatives for the undead. So that seems to just kind of complement my weakness. I figured I'd try that out. My core choices consist of 58 skeleton warriors with light armor and full command, 3 chariots with full command and a banner of eternal flame, and 12 skeleton archers with light armor and full command. My special choices consist of 6 Necropolis Knights. Yes, the knights, the snakes. I'm very much looking forward to using these guys. Ever since I got my ass handed to me by my opponent in July, this is actually kind of exciting. So yeah, 6 Necropolis Knights with Banner Musician, 3 Stalkers, and the Chimerian War Sphinx with Fiery Roar. I took poison off of him because, well, I needed 10 extra points, and I don't really see how the poison is going to overly help this guy when Fiery Roar is really all I want. My rare choices are my Hero Titan, Nad the Protector, and my Casket of Souls. I did not get Death's List. He didn't have a copy of it, so I couldn't get a picture or anything like that. But instead, please enjoy this picture of his Charybdis, Kim the Kardashian, eating my old BSB. Yeah, he hasn't painted it or anything like that yet because he's been worried about getting his models painted for the Rock Wars, but that's still pretty awesome. That is still pretty awesome, and you guys thought we forgot. How dare you? Here are my spells, which consist of 4 from the Lore of Nehakara and 2 from the Lore of Light. And here's Death spells, which consist of a crap load. Mostly Lore of Death, Shadow, LV things. Here's deployment, and my plan here was stick and move, stick and move. Just look at those snakes. God, they're sexy. But I'm learning slowly but surely, and I just castled. I have my huge brick of skeleton warriors in the middle with Tomb King and Herald installed. I have my archers in the back there with both my high and low priests to just buff. That's their job. I've got a nice little alley for my Hero Titan in case he's got a charge or he needs line of sight, although it won't be hard, he's a large target. I've got my chariots in the middle there ready to either charge out or support anything that the Tomb King might be in the middle of. I have my snakes in the middle as another threat with the Sphinx on their flank getting ready. Everything's got that 12-inch bubble around it. The only mistake I made, and I made a mistake in deployment, was I put my casket off to the left flank away from everything where his fast cav could easily get a hold of it. This was stupid. I made a terrible, stupid mistake. And even Death was like, why in the hell did you do that? And I'm like, I'm stupid. I don't know. That was really dumb. I realized it after I'd already placed it. It was the first thing I placed, too. If that I know that doesn't help at all. But yeah, that's what I did. So I'm still making mistakes in deployment, but I'm learning, hopefully. I'm doing better, I think. I think the snakes and everything else like that is lined up perfectly because my game plan is to just try to beat you up with shooting and magic. Mostly magic. My magic phase is devastating. You channel dice normally, then I get plus D3 for the casket, plus I have 2 channels. I get plus D3 to every time one of my liches try to cast. It's huge. Even Death was kind of blown away by my magic phases, just the ability that the Tomb Kings have. I love this army. But yeah, that's how I deployed, and that's why I'm like this. Here's Death's right flank. On the left there are a unit of his Warlocks, and on the right is a unit of his Fast Cav. They have both Vanguarded. And here's his center. From left to right, there's another unit of Vanguarded Fast Cav. There's a unit of Bleak Swords with his level 4 caster installed. There is a Hydra in the middle, or maybe that's the Charybdis. I can never tell the two apart. I think that's the Hydra. I don't know. But yeah, it's either a Hydra or a Charybdis, but that's where it's at. And then his huge brick of Witch Elves with a Death Hag installed. And here's his left flank, which consists of either the Charybdis or the Hydra, carrying my old BSB, and a unit of Sisters of Slaughter with Lydia, because she's slaughtery enough. Here's my right-ish flank with my War Sphinx and my snakes. Okay, I'm sorry. I won't do it anymore, but I was just having fun with it. And here's my center, which consists of my archers with my high and low priest in the back there, my big unit of skeletons with my Tomb King and my Herald installed, my awesome Hero Titan, and my 3 chariots of flaming death. And my left flank with my poorly positioned Casket of Souls, because, oh, what was I thinking? Here's top of 1 after movement, and I got to go first, which was kind of a waste because I'm not moving. I refuse. There's just no point. That's not how my strategy works. You come to me, or we stand off from each other for a while. I know in a gunline type of army, I would move forward. I know against Wood Elves, I would probably move, but against anything else, especially considering Death's list doesn't have any bolt throwers. I'm like, okay, there's no reason for me to go forward. My magic phase is superior to his. My casket is awesome. I can hit a lot of his stuff with the casket. So if he just decides to stay over there, I'm going to take care of his fast cav as quick as I can and either force him to come at me or win by attrition. Either way, that's fine. So I stay perfectly still. During the magic phase, the Hydra Titan gets his Shem's Burning Gaze off on the Fast Cav and kills 1, which isn't great, but hey, I'll take it. And then my Hero Titan does the big bubble 5-up board save and hits everybody, except for the Sphinx. The Sphinx was not within 12. A little bit of a snafu, but the Sphinx is toughness 8, and there's really nothing he's going to throw at him that's going to require the ward save, in my opinion. So, after all that, we go to bottom 1 after movement, and yeah, you're looking at it, I know, everybody's eyes went to the same thing. The Warlocks fly down my left flank to go after the casket. Why? Because he's not stupid. Death is an extremely good opponent. Meanwhile, his other unit of Fast Cav kind of hang back, the ones that took a wound, because they're within range of the chariots, and that's what he wanted to shoot at. The Charybdis or the Hydra on the left side there moves up next to the cave with the Bleak Swords right behind him. The other unit of Fast Cav move in front middle there because they wanted to shoot, I guess. And all the rest of his stuff just funnels forward as quick as it can because he needs to get a hold of me. His magic phase doesn't really do anything, but his shooting phase blasts a wound onto one of my chariots, which isn't terrible. I'm hoping I can fix that before combat with another spell. But for the most part, that's pretty much about it. So we go over here to top of 2 after movement, and I get a lucky break. My stalkers come in, and I'm able to pretty much position them perfect. They move 2 inches like down towards the casket from where I placed the marker, which was actually kind of useful. So the snakes get in the way so that his warlocks can't charge the casket, or at least they hopefully can't. But the casket and the Hydro Titan all turn to look at the warlocks to try to kill them before they can kill my casket. I don't want my casket to get destroyed in bottom of 2. That would just eat at my soul. Meanwhile, I don't know why I did. I do know why I did this. Don't let me lie to you. I charged with my chariots into fast cav. I got bloodlust. I saw the opportunity. I half thought that he was going to flee with them. It was a really, really stupid move on my part. I just got excited. You want to know what I was thinking? I was thinking 3d6, strength 4, flaming attacks. Not that that matters, but into fast cav at toughness 3. I'm going to obliterate that unit, and I wanted to see it. I should have waited. I should have stayed exactly where I was. I should have just shot at the stupid unit. I didn't. I charged because, damn it, I've still got a lot of Warriors of Chaos generalship in me, and I'm not going to apologize. Okay, I'm going to apologize, but it was so stupid. Other than that, nothing else moves because there was no purpose. I'm dumb. There's a better picture of the chariot slamming into his fast cav. They do make the charge at least, but they do take another wound because he stands and shoots and slips another one through. There's a better picture of my stalkers coming in and blocking the warlocks, which is good because I did not want them killing my casket. I just couldn't have it. During the magic phase, though, if I had known this, hindsight being 2020, I probably wouldn't have moved them. Shem's Burning Gaze from the Hydro Titan kills 4 of the bastards. Couldn't believe it. Could not believe it. I did 4 wounds and all 4 got through. Death's dice turned on him, like literally turned their backs on him. Which, again, I'm not complaining about because usually Death doesn't give it up this sweet. And let me tell you, it's like Chianti and Farver beans. I can't even tell you. Yeah. So the rest of my magic phase, it doesn't really matter because I killed what I needed to kill. So we go into shooting, and I fire all 3 of the snakes, obviously, because you have to, into the 1 remaining warlock, because that 1 remaining warlock could have charged casket and potentially killed it. So I turn all 3 snakes on him. I roll like 18 hits, 1 misfires. I end up taking a wound, but we're able to kill that damn warlock. And you know what? Thank goodness. And everything else I can deal with. I got lucky here. I was able to salvage my terrible deployment snafu, but awesome. The synergy in this army is just amazing. I've never seen it. I've never played anything like it. Over here in combat, yeah, go figure. I got to see what I wanted to see. The chariots obliterated the fast cav and then overran 1 inch away from the cave. They're gonna die. I'm so stupid. I got excited. I wanted to see it. I got to see it, and I'm gonna pay for it. That was dumb. But what a show. So we go over here to bottom of 2 after movement, and yeah, go figure. The Hydra, or whatever it is, slams into the flank of the chariots, and he is going to just face-palm them all day. I would say the other word, but I try to keep it PG. Other than that, his other unit of fast cav, the 4 bangers, they come flying up to, I guess, shoot at whatever they're going to shoot at. I'm not going to charge anything with them or anything like that, because that'd be silly. Other than that, the rest of his army just kind of scoots forward, because it's getting ready to try to do something. There's a better picture of the Hydra, or Charybdis, whatever it is, slamming into the chariots to make me pay for my bloodlust. And during his magic phase, he gets the miasma off. I can't remember what it's called. The miasma that does weapon skill, ballistic skill, movement, and initiative on the Sphinx, which was okay, I guess. I mean, it's not great, but I had to let something through because it just didn't have the dispel dice to stop everything. And the fact that he was kind of, hairballed up a little bit isn't awful, but it could be worse. Then over here in his shooting phase, that unit of fast cav came up and blew away 3 of my archers. Not happy about that, but I can bring them back, so I'm not exactly disappointed either. After that, we go into combat, and yeah, go figure, the chariots get obliterated without doing a damn thing. And completely my fault. I deserve this, and I'll go make them some eggs. So we go over here to top of 3 after movement, and I said screw it. I wanted to see what the snakes could do. So the snakes and the skeleton warriors charged the witches. I figured if I charged the witches with both of them, 1 unit's bound to make it into combat with them, and the hope is that I will be able to just out endurance him, and stop those impact hits. That chariot that he's got in the middle of there that does impact hits would have been devastating. Into the snakes, definitely. If he had charged his skeleton wars, not as much, but it would have been pesky, and I didn't want him to get that. The snakes make it, the skeleton warriors do not. The Sphinx stays right where he's at in case the sisters countercharge into the flank. If the snake's still there, I'd love to get the Sphinx into the flank of those sisters. That'd have been great. Meanwhile, my other snakes kind of reform. They can't swift reform because there's no musician, but they reform to look the other direction so that eventually they can get back into this fight. The casket twists around to try to do some damage, and the Titan turns around to deal with the fast cav before they can deal with my archers. Here's a better pick. Oh, I'm sorry. During the magic phase, I get Shem's Burning Gaze off on the fast cav, and I kill another one, which isn't great, but hey, I'll take it. But what's awesome is the fast cav panic and flee, and they stop 1 inch away from the bleak swords. So that was pretty cool that all worked out. I didn't expect them to flee, but I'll take it. In all fairness, if the Hyro Titan looked at me and shot me with something from his eyes, I'd be panicked too. During the magic phase, I'm able to get the 5-up ward spell off on the snakes, which was important because the ladies are only strength 3, so I've got a 3-up armor, and now I have a 5-up ward. That's pretty effective in my opinion. However, in combat, I am shown just how wrong I am. The ladies do a lot of damage to me, considerable amount of damage to me, to say the least. I lose all 3 snakes in the back rank. I make a ton of my armor saves. Don't get me wrong, I do exceptionally well with my armor saves, but I don't make any ward saves. And so 9 snakes off the back just die. However, to counter it though, I'm actually able to do a decent amount of damage. I put a wound on his death hag. I'm able to do a decent amount of damage to the witches. I think I kill 6 or 7 of them. Which is pretty good. He makes some saves. I think I did more than that, but he makes some saves. And in the end, I lose this combat. I lose another snake. I lose by 5 or 6. I lose by 6, so I lose another snake, and one's carrying 2 wounds. But the snakes are still there, which is stopping a witch else from doing anything. I know I'm going to probably lose my snakes, but that's okay. It was my fault, and this was more of a... I wanted to find out what they could do, So we go over here to bottom of 3 after movement, and for the most part, you're looking at it. The sisters move up to try to get a hold of my skeletons in the flank. His Charybdis, whatever the banner that he's carrying, the Charybdis or the Hydra, move up to countercharge in the flank of the snakes. And his fast cav continue to flee. Meanwhile, his Hydra or whatever it is come and move next to the witches, I guess in case my skeleton wars are going to try to charge the witches again. There's a better picture of his fast cav continuing to run, and that's fine with me because I didn't mention it during the bottom of 3 because I wanted to save it for this. The bleak swords got broke through by the fleeing fast cav. They failed their panic check and fled. That was so huge. And they fled through the cave too, so they took a bunch of dangerous terrain checks and like 4 of them died. So that was even better. So yeah, I hate to be excited and stuff like that because Death is a hell of an opponent, but I got excited when I saw his only caster on the table fleeing. So it's not like she's gonna run off the table, but it was still it buys me a magic phase and I'll take it. So then we go into combat over here because obviously his magic phase is nothing and his shooting phase is fleeing. So we go into combat. I make every single save my snakes need to make, which was actually not a lot. Let me be honest here. Death's dice turned on him once again, pretty severely actually. He did about 7 wounds total, and I made every single armor save. I didn't even need the ward save. Every armor save was made. I kill his death hag. I kill about 4 or 5 more witches. I win this combat. The witches are steadfast and don't go anywhere, but I won combat with 2 snakes, one of which was on its last leg. Snakes are awesome. Absolutely awesome. So I was excited about this. So we go over here to top of 4 after movement, and now it's just getting fun. My War Sphinx has Flaming Breath, and I haven't tried this before. Usually I use it in combat, but I take the Sphinx and I move him over the best I can. I try to move him perfect, and I think I do pretty good. And I have him set up so that he can do his breath weapon on the sisters. Meanwhile, my skeleton warriors and my archers reposition themselves to face the sisters just in case they get froggy, and that damn Hydra as well. I do not want them hitting my archers and my Hierophant. That would be terrible. My Titan turns to face the Charybdis Hydra thing next to on our left side of the witches, because I was going to try to shoot it up, excuse me, with Shem's Burning Gaze. And the Stalkers move up. I was going to shoot them at the fleeing fast cav to either just try to get them down below 25% or kill them outright, but I didn't want to take the risk of shooting. Only one ended up being in range, and the other two weren't, but I would have had to roll for all three because that'd be cheating otherwise. It's everything in the unit, not your choice. And so I didn't want to take the chance of misfiring and killing one, so I moved them up 7 inches because that's all I could do, and then I was going to wait to see where they should go. During the match phase, I get Shem's Burning Gaze off on the one with the banner, and I'm able to put 1 wound on it. I think this is the Hydra. This is the Hydra because it's got handlers. And then the casket goes off, and I hit the Hydra. It does 3 more wounds to this thing, and then it bounces over to the sisters and kills like 4 or 5 of the sisters, which is just fantastic. I love that casket. And then before Death could, recover from all that, the War Sphinx exhales and hits every single one of the remaining sisters. It's glorious. And I kill like 8 of them. 7 or 8 of them die. Obviously, they don't have to worry about panic or anything like that. I'm pretty sure they're frenzied. But there's like 4 left, a unit champion, and Lydia. I'm excited. Then during the shooting phase, the archers just take some pot shots at the Hydra and kill it. Oh, it's poetic. Like I said before, the synergy in this army is just unbelievable. Just absolutely unbelievable. In combat over here, once again, the snakes! Oh my god! I lose 3 of them. I lose 1. I take 3 wounds, and it sucks. But I'm able to do like 5 wounds to the witches, and I win this combat by like 1 or something like that. It's ridiculous. Again, he doesn't break because he's steadfast with a reroll. I mean, his BSB and everything is right there, but oh my god, is this just phenomenal. Everything is good. So yeah, feeling pretty happy about this right now. The snake with 1 wound left is hanging on, and I love these things. First time trying them, absolutely in love with them. So we go over here to bottom before after movement, and the Death is, what else could he do? He sends his sisters in. His BSB is in there as well, I'm sorry. And Lydia, they charge into my Skeleton Warriors, and his Hydra, or his Charybdis, charge into the Skeleton Warriors as well. Other than that, everything he has is dead or in combat, or fleeing. The Bleak Swords rally, and they just turn to face. And the Fast Cav do not rally, and they continue to flee towards the board edge, which I'm fine with. There's a better picture of the sisters, Lydia and his BSB and his Charybdis, slamming into my Skeleton Warriors. And I'm excited about this because it's going to be a really good test to see how well my Skeleton Warriors can handle a monster. I know it's not a great example of how they can handle the sisters because they're gutted, but I still feel pretty good about it. And there's a better picture of his Fast Cav continuing to flee. During his magic phase, he gets -2 strength off on my snake, which I actually kind of let go because I was like, you know what, the snakes have done enough. The witches are severely beaten down. I should be able to wrap them up if I can deal with Lydia and the Charybdis. What I'm hoping is that I'm able to heroically killing blow the Charybdis and then move on, but we'll see. But no, the snake cannot be stopped.
You in my house, motherfucker!
Once again, this snake makes every single armor save he needs. He no longer has a ward save. He makes every single armor save he needs to make. Once again, Death's dice have turned on him. He is not doing a whole lot of wounds. I think he did 3 wounds. I made every single one. I counterattack and I kill all but like 6 of these witches. I win this combat. Once again, they're still steadfast. They do not break, but I'm winning at strength 2 and 3. These guys are still whooping ass. This guy, I'm sorry, is still whooping ass. They are truly the elite of this army. They will stay in my army for a long time. Oh my god, I'm enjoying them. Over here in combat, I don't do quite as well. My Herald is actually able to killing blow his BSB. His BSB directs all his attacks on my Herald. I'm able to save all but 1. And then he is able to, the Herald counterattacks and is able to kill his Herald with Killing Blow, which was awesome. It turned out his BSB was naked. My unit champion accepts the challenge from Lydia, and of course just gets thunder stomped. And I think I'm able to kill like one Sister of Slaughter. I'm not sure. It might have been the unit champion. I'm not 100%. My Tomb King throws all of his attacks at the Charybdis, hits 3 times, and wounds 3 times. Not one is Killing Blow. The Charybdis, of course, puts all his attacks into my into my Tomb King. I roll a 1 to trade one off to the Herald. So what can you do? And I end up taking 2 wounds for my trouble because I did have a 5-up ward save. So I was able to. I ended up taking 2 wounds, which sucked, but I ended up losing this combat. As you can see, there's a decent amount. Almost, I think 17 skeletons died altogether. But man, at like 20-25% strength, the Sisters of Slaughter are still vicious, just vicious. So I should have put more magic into that, but I think I've still got this. I'm pretty sure that I could finish off the Sisters at the minimum, and then just hope to combat res Lydia away. And I'm hoping that I can heroic Killing Blow the Charybdis next turn. So here's top of 5 after movement, and the snakes try to charge into the Charybdis and fail. They can only move 7 anyway, so I just figured I'd give it a shot. They needed like an 11, and they didn't make it. The War Sphinx does, though. He charges into the flank of the Sisters because I need him to come in there and just use his Thunder Stomp. I don't care if he misses with everything else. I need him to Thunder Stomp these ladies out of existence. And the Hyro Titan needing... I wanted to save my snake, so I charged him into the witches to try to help the snake. That was the plan. Here's a better picture of the War Sphinx slamming into the Sisters of Slaughter because I need to kill him. I need the points. And here's a better picture of my Hyro Titan getting his hands dirty, slamming into the Witch Elves because this snake deserves saving. During the magic phase, the casket fires off, and I just put it on the fast calf just to secure the points. I could have probably put them on the bleak swords, but who cares? I'm not going to kill off all the bleak swords. I could have killed off all the fast calf, and I did. I killed every last one of them, and I'm fine with that. I wanted the points. During combat over here, I am able to finish off the Hydra, or the Charybdis. I did 4 wounds, four wounds with my Tomb King. Not one of them was Killing Blow. Unfortunately, the Charybdis ended up turning around and doing his wounds into the into the Tomb King and killed him because I think he either went Simo or something like that with my Tomb Guard or with my my skeletons. My skeletons were able to put the last wound through on the Charybdis and kill it, which was nice. And then mostly it was the Sphinx, just thunder stomping and stuff like that. We killed the rest of the Sisters, leaving nothing but Lydia alive. I lose 3 more skeletons. My Herald dies to a challenge. Lydia issued a challenge, and my Herald stepped up, took it, and got killed for it. And so I lost my Tomb King, I lost my Herald, but in return, I picked up a Charybdis, I picked up the Sisters, and now Lydia has just lost this combat by 6. So she breaks, but she gets away. She can run, though. She rolled boxcars to get away. The closest that came after her was the Hyro Titan, and he rolled like a 9, which was 1 inch less than he needed. I'm not the Hyro Titan. I'm sorry. It was the Sphinx. He rolled like a 6 or a 7, and he didn't make it. So that stunk a little bit. But then here, there's Lydia, as you can see. We end up killing off the rest of the Witch Elves, and I think the Cauldron and like 2 Witch Elves were left. They broke. The Cauldron and 1 Witch Elf was left. They broke. They fled, and the remaining Titan was able to chase them down and kill them. I end up 1 inch away from the Bleak Swords because I rolled a 9. And I needed a 10 to hit the Bleak Swords, which could or could not have gone my way. Either way. But there's Lydia. That's where she ended up fleeing. So we go over here to bottom of 5 after movement. And the Bleak Swords charge into my Titan, and Lydia rallies. Other than that, everything Dark Elf is dead. Here's a better picture of my Hyro Titan being charged by the Bleak Swords, and there's Lydia rallying because she was not going to flee off the table. Matt, his magic phase is a wash, and he doesn't have any shooting, so we go straight into combat, and the Titan survives. I lose this combat by 1. I kill 4 more Bleak Swords. They do nothing to me, but with charge, 2 ranks, and a banner to 4 wounds. He's got a musician. He wins. He wins by 1. I'm an arcane construct, and so, yay! And here's where we call it. Here's the end of the game. We thought it was bottom of 6. Turns out it wasn't, but let's face it. At best, he was going to kill my Titan. That was going to be about it. I was not going to charge my Sphinx into Lydia. I was going to probably try to magic her off the table with the casket and possibly even with the shooting of the snakes. That would have been about it. But I think it's pretty obvious how this game was going to end regardless. And so the fact that we missed 1 turn is not that big of a deal. But you know what? We'll get to the recap in a minute because right now it's time for a quick timeout. Hey guys, I know I've already talked to you about this before, but you should really check these pictures out because they were all painted, including my model, by Unleashed Wargaming. And they have their email right up there at the top of the page, and they've also got it down there. They got a YouTube channel. He's working on a website. It's not quite ready yet, but yeah, really, if you get a chance, check these guys out. If you're looking for someone to paint your stuff real good, seriously, check these guys out. Go to his, send him an email, check out his YouTube page. It's really worth your time. It's a phenomenal job. It's quick, it's painless. You don't have to worry about painting your stuff. And soon I'll be running a model that these guys painted for me, and I'm very excited about that. But check out these pictures. Give this guy an email. Check him out on YouTube. Get your models painted by him if you can. It's totally worth it. And tell him Tremendous sent you. But yes, glory be unto me. It was a victory for Lord Tremendous. I ended up losing my Tomb King, my Herald, my Chariots, and the Snakes, which was sad. The Snakes did amazingly well. Imagine if I had made some ward saves and all 3 didn't die in the back there. That was really awesome. The Dark Elves ended up losing his BSB, his Death Hag, his Warlocks, both of his unit of Dark Riders, his Witch Elves, his Hydra, his Charybdis, and his Sisters of Slaughter. I killed a lot of Dark Elves this game. Oh my gosh, the Snakes. Why have I not been using you guys since day 1? Oh, they're so good. Really, really enjoyed them. It was amazing how much damage they did. The breath weapon, the Sphinx's breath weapon on the Sisters of Slaughter was amazing, and I even rolled poorly. I needed 3s, and I should have hit all of them, or more of them than I did. I didn't. I mean, I still killed 8. I guess I shouldn't be complaining too much. 8 out of 12. Okay, no, I did right, but still, it's just that breath weapon is amazing, and that Sphinx is even more amazing. I love that thing. The Stalkers saved the casket after my Horde deployment. Plain simple and to the point. The synergy, though, the ability to just pop up and do those kinds of things. This army's synergy is just amazing to me. It's really forgiving. I know you wouldn't expect someone like me to say that, but it's amazingly forgiving, this army. Like just how you screw up some major things. For example, me charging my Chariots into the fast cav like an idiot. I was able to still, recover from that, where it was just like a lot of other armies that are supposedly, bottom tier couldn't do something like that. One major mistake like that and you're SOL. So I was really happy about that. How about the Titan and his Burning Gaze? He killed more models than that than my archers have in every game they've been in. Burning Gaze isn't too bad on the elves, huh? Felt really good to see the Tomb King take down a strong Dark Elf list, a strong Dark Elf opponent. The fact that I won this game when against, Death with my Warriors of Chaos, he'd have just had a field day with them. I got nothing. But yeah, this was really good. This was really, really good. I enjoyed this. And to know that I could stand toe-to-toe against Death, Holy Death, granted, he doesn't know a whole lot about Tomb Kings, and he made some mistakes, and his dice were definitely pooping on him a bit. Still, though, to know that I could be competitive against him, even with his dice being the way they were, with Tomb Kings of all things, it really gives me a lot of hope for this army. And considering how much I'm enjoying it, I'm really excited to see that. I expected Death to honestly just kind of walk over me. Kind of like what he did with the Ogres. I've got some things still left to learn with these guys, but very much got to be optimistic on how well I'm going to start doing with the Tomb Kings, especially as I learn more with them and get some more practice. But yeah, guys, that's going to do it for this battle report. Another victory for the Tomb Kings. Go figure, huh? Yeah, really excited about this. All you naysayers that said that they're a bottom tier army, I'm gonna have to ask you to start proving it. I'll be the first one to admit, I used to say that all the time. Tomb Kings suck, don't play them, yada yada yada. If I go back in time and slap myself in the mouth, I would, cause oof, I open mouth, insert foot. Let me tell you. But as always, guys, feel free to put any questions, comments, concerns, or complaints that you want in the comment section below because I'm done with 146. Thanks.